Hey, Street Fighters! Welcome to the show. Wednesday night, Basement Show Street Fight from our new headquarters on the west side, the best side of Columbus, Ohio. Coming to you like we do every single week on WCRS LP-FM as well. Tune in if you're in the city. Most of you listen to us as a podcast. Tell your friends, like, subscribe on every possible channel that you can. It works. It spreads the word so that we can spread this mess across the U.S. My name is Brett. My co-host is Brian, and we will be probably watching some horrible shit tonight. Or maybe talking about the worst job application ever. You never know what you're going to get.
We're on the phone tonight.
It's phone night, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't
I'm
get
so
to watch
faded.
We don't get to watch. I got some Jim Brewer.
I'm faded. Sorry.
Yeah, we're going to be on the phones tonight. I got some Jay Brewer, though, for Wednesday.
Okay.
Maybe.
Something to look forward to.
Somebody sent it to me. So I feel like when somebody sends you something, I'll play it.
Makes sense.
And you all know how much I love Jim Brewer. I think he's the only guy out there fucking telling the truth. He's the only guy out there talking, you know? And yeah, his message comes across as a little, he comes off like thinking he's better than you or whatever. But when, you know, the truth is when you got all the information, you are better than everybody else.
Yeah, you don't even have to say anything. You just make a mocking tone.
Yeah.
Shuts everybody down.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when I go, hee-haw?
So he's, you know, he's Jim Brewer, man.
Yeah,
what a
the
guy,
king,
man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think one day, I think something's gonna happen someday. One of our things, we'd love a global revolution and everything. I think, you know, one thing that me and you are keenly, we have the ability to handle is we're gonna figure out what's up with Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
That's something. I mean, that's a short-term goal.
Yeah.
What's up with him? What's his deal?
Yeah, we have to understand what happened, what kind of curse happened to the Half-Baked crew. And you did inform me Harlan Williams, I think, did an artist for Bernie, right?
Yeah, and I had told you in when I sent that to you that, like, dude, if he had done a fucking fundraiser for Hillary Clinton,
yeah,
I would have been happy.
Same here.
If he had done a fundraiser for Jeb Bush, I'd be like, well, you know, sometimes people are fucking square,
He's
man.
sensical. Yeah. Some people are, you know, just fiscally conservative.
Yeah. But Bernie Sanders, I would say.
So, yeah, rock and roll.
Yeah.
We did it. Yeah.
That's top level good. That's like as good as a celeb gets.
For sure.
If we're talking about celebrities, stand-up comedians, you know, that's what when you read that. Well, I don't know if you read it personally, but I'm sure everybody that listens did read this. That whole Bobcat Goldthwait thing, where they asked Bobcat Goldthwait about cancel culture, and for all you people out there with like real jobs that don't do comedy like for a living, if you tell a person that you do comedy for a living, that comedy is your job, 70% of them will ask you about cancel culture. At least they do to me. I don't know. And I'm talking outside of my world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not people that listen to Street Fight and shit like that. You know what I mean? But, like, I've been asked about cancel culture by several people.
Oh, yeah?
Just in, you know, in-laws family, people at parties, people at weddings, just people in casual conversations and different things. Bobcat Goldthwait doesn't believe in cancel culture. He said, nice. Like, you know, I've always kind of felt like you got to defend the people that are oppressed or whatever.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
You got to be there for the outsiders. And I'm like, you know what, man? Never been a huge Bobcat fan. I mean, here's the thing. When he was Zed, is that his name? In Police Academy? Yes. He was the
Oh
police.
yeah, he was good in that.
But he was great in the Police Academy movies. Just a real fucking... He was top level in Police Academy. I don't know... I don't like his movies, though. I don't think I liked Hot to Trot. It's probably more of a Brett movie.
What is Hot to...
Is when the horse can talk?
No, I don't know that one.
You don't know Hot to Trot? It sounds so like something. I don't know why Hot to Trot sounded like something you've seen 47 times.
No way. I don't know.
It's where a horse can talk.
Oh, this is from '88. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved Mr. Ed like crazy as a kid. I was so into Mr. Ed as a baby.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed this one.
Yeah. I don't. It's Bobcat Goldthwait has a horse and it talks. And he's an insecure stockbroker who teams up with Don the talking horse.
That sounds fun. That does sound like a legitimately good time.
And he's a four-legged financial advisor. The horse is.
You don't
Don.
say. You don't say.
Yeah.
My favorite Bobcat Goldthwait is Unhappily Ever After.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That show.
It's a
People
good-ass
don't talk
show.
about that
It's
show
a good-ass
enough.
show.
I think what bugs me about that is like people will go fucking bonkers for Married with Children, which,
Yeah.
listen, I was around at the time and Married with Children was good at the time. Very, very funny. You could beat off to it.
Whoa.
Kelly was...
Okay.
That's why they put her in those clothes.
Oh, no,
Kelly
I'm not.
Bundy.
Okay. I don't think it was a pornography show.
I know,
don't
but
think
you
they're-
could. That's what they were shooting for.
Oh, okay.
Then that's what I was shooting for, and then that whole thing. And like, so that show was good, but like people gave Unhappily Ever After so much grief for being a ripoff of Married with Children. It was actually better, you know?
Yeah.
And then
It accomplished a lot. It's a fucking hilarious show. I loved it.
I watched it.
Made me laugh constantly.
Probably seen every episode.
I love Alf too, but yeah, it was like a better Alf.
It was better, Alf.
It was like
It was a teddy bear that
Great
talked
combo.
like Bobcat Goldthwait.
yeah, it was the shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to revisit that one.
He did God Bless America too, Bobcat.
Did I see that? I don't know.
That's where he drives across the country and kills people, but in a funny, comedic way.
Okay, that's a way to do that. Yeah.
But it's anti-America, right? Like, so it's done to be like, you know, America's fucked up, you know. So it might be good, and plus, again, he is not a cancel culture guy.
Great.
So
Good news.
that's good news.
Wonderful
with
news.
him. Yeah. So that happened today.
Yeah.
I haven't slept in 2 days.
You look like it.
Thank you.
It's written all over your face.
I bought 2 pairs of fingerless gloves.
Great idea.
So
They are an elite choice.
they're the best.
Carly from Thursday from Thursday merch got us into them.
And I lost one. I fucking lost one of my gloves. And then I would just Amazon. First I tried to buy some nice ones, you know, some $35 fingerless gloves. And then they add on the website, I'm going through the same thing with these shoelaces I'm trying to buy they're only $16. But
Then your shoes didn't come with shoelaces?
they did, but they break every time, dude. My shoelaces. I'm having a real fucking moment with shoelaces because I buy these shoes. Within a month, the shoelaces break. I got to buy another pair of shoelaces, and then those break. And I was like, what if I fucking, you know, really upgraded my shoelaces?
You're yanking that hard on the laces to tie them?
Yeah,
It's that tight on your feet?
it is.
So hard that it breaks every month.
Maybe every 2 months. I mean, yes, I bought these shoes 3 months ago. I'm on
You got
pair
some
number 3.
Angry feet, dude.
My feet feel great.
They look like shit, though. That one time you showed them to me, they looked very stressed out.
The imprints of the
Yeah.
shoes on my feet are wild.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at them.
That's a little too snug.
I mean, I haven't had shoes on since I don't know. Yeah, you can still see the spots on my feet. I haven't had shoes on since 1:30 today.
And you still have it?
A little bit, yeah. You can see the red spot. There's a red spot.
It's permanent. It's like growing a square watermelon or something. Like your skin is just molding to the inside of the fucking shoe now.
And you know something else that's going on with my feet? for people, remember we spoke to a dominatrix about my feet. Showed her my feet. And she said I could get upwards of $40 for a picture of my feet.
Right.
Also had this idea last night. Kristen, who's probably listening to this show, was over at my house watching Full Gear last night. And Katie told Kristen and my brother, who was over there too, that I have a wrestling singlet. Mm-hmm. And she was like, do you really have a wrestling singlet? And I was like, yeah, I have a fucking wrestling singlet. She's like, have you ever put it on? And I said, no. And then I was like, I should start an OnlyFans where I just fucking show up in a wrestling singlet. Nothing else. No other stuff.
Wow.
Dude. There's not going to be anything else.
You're trying to outdo me, huh?
Just the wrestling singlet. No, because I'm not going to fucking get naked ever. You're never going to see more than me in the wrestling singlet.
A bulge? Are you going to wear a cup?
You might be able to see my dick and balls bulge a little bit. Maybe. I would probably
hike them up your ass.
I like money, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so anyway, they said I could get $40 for a picture of my feet. So something that has happened in the past, oh God, it would have to be 6 months, is that my little toenail fell off. Both of them.
Yeah.
They're fucking gone.
Erosion happened.
100%. There is no toenail
just scraped
on my
off.
Pinky toe.
Because it's just constant motion, rubbing it inside of that boot. There's no, like, it can't even get hard anymore.
I just wonder if that might have something to do with the tightening. Like how my shoes are so tight.
Yeah, probably not at all. I mean, it's not related or anything.
I just couldn't.
It's not like you're in charge of the tightness of your shoes, you know?
I can't do it without, though, dude.
Oh, you need to just have a little bit of motion in there.
Did you know how it feels when you get a thing that feels good? You know what I mean? Like when you figure out a thing that feels good.
Right.
And it works for you.
Right.
That's tying my shoes tight.
Okay.
It's like I only think of one way to wear shoes.
A certain pain that you like. It's like me getting tattoos.
And when I was a kid,
discomfort. You just want to be uncomfortable.
It's not uncomfortable. It's so comfortable. When I was a kid, even I would get Velcro shoes, and I would grab the fucking strap and go all the way till the very end of the Velcro strap.
Right.
So there was almost no more, and always ripped one of the Velcros off too. So I just always like tight shoes. And you know, I don't think people should be talking shit about my tight shoe situation, as I'm actually an expert walker.
Okay, you do put the miles in.
I do. I put the miles in.
And you got to punish those fucking things.
It's not punishment. It feels so good, dude. It feels like great. But yeah, I was just wondering.
I have really wide feet, and so like most shoes for most of my life have like almost taken my toe off, or like got my foot is getting crinkle in like the crumple zone, you know? So I like to just be swimming in there. I like to like just have a little bit of movement, be able to spread my toes, you know, be a little nimble. It just feels better to me. My shit,
well, mine's
I don't even tie my shit. What I do is I pull my shoes tight until the point I can slide it on and off, and then I tie a bow so that way I never have to tie it again, and I just slide it on and off. That's how I get down. It's
so weird what goes on with my shoes now, because like I do know how when I was in kindergarten, first, second grade, the style really was like really super loose. Is really super loose, but it comes like you know what I'm saying?
Straight across, like the ladder.
Yes, where they had that, and I did want that as a kid, but I couldn't.
And then wrap the ends up, curl the ends up, and pull it through, and you have them little joints hanging off the sides.
Yeah, it looked so cool, but I never was able to figure that out. Now I just tie them so tight that both sides touch.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing athletics. I get it. It's like a cleat. It's like a football cleat. You know? Those guys wrap their shit up super tight and tape and all that stuff, and you need like a hoof. You need a fucking hoof to put in the type of pack mule miles that you're doing.
Yeah. And I do have all my toenails except for the one. And I don't know how I lost 2 toenails. I don't know how I didn't even notice they were going away until it was too late.
It happens to everyone.
But I don't cut my toenails ever anyway.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of memes that were like, if the Lord lets you keep your pinky nail, you've been blessed or something like that. People that want to get like their toes done and they don't have anything to like paint.
Oh, good.
Or to like, yeah. So it happens to a lot of people.
I was nervous because one of the things I learned during Shocktober this year was Jackie Martling had this thing called 2020 nail disease. He said he had, where like if he touched paper, it would make his fingernails fall off, and all of his toenails fell off, and he had to wear these condom things on his fingers all day at work to touch paper because he said the paper would make his fingernails fall off.
Wow.
And then my toenail had recently fallen off. I'm listening to this shit, and I'm just like, oh man, what if I got 20 nail disease or whatever? So there's that.
Just tight-ass shoes, rubbing tight-ass shoes. That's what you get.
Yeah. So the other thing
it's pretty hurts.
I did today, I got home early. I wanted to have a lazy Sunday, like that meme video from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
It's a lazy Sunday. I've actually never seen the video, but I had heard about it, so
it's pretty popular in office emails.
Pretty close, right? It's a lazy Sunday, Susan. So I got home and I watched Shang-Chi.
Okay.
With my wife. Here's my review. Fell asleep 3 times.
Oh no.
Watching it.
Yeah.
People said, "Hey, this is going to be really good, B-Man. You're going to like this one. It's got a lot of kung fu." And then a goddamn there's like 2 kung fu scenes, and the rest of them are like guys riding dragons around and shooting lasers at each other. And I was like, that's not kung fu.
That sounds like kung fu-y.
Thank you. It was kung fu-y. So, not pleased. But I do have something for you.
Okay.
One more thing for you. Because I think there is a thing coming on Hulu this week, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday. And it made me think of you. It's a 3-part documentary series about the clothing brand Von Dutch.
Ooh.
I'm so interested in it. And I assumed that did you ever have a Von Dutch?
I never did.
It's racist. Apparently it was made by a Nazi, like an actual guy that was like, I'm a Nazi.
Wow.
And then people also died over the Von Dutch name. And then it's like a whole thing. Von Dutch?
Tainted.
But, man, in 2003?
Yeah, they were super hot. But it was also mostly douchebags that wore it. And I didn't like people that wore it. I hated the people that wore it.
Man. I didn't never see anybody in real life wearing it.
Yeah.
It was always like Sean William Scott was like...
TV people.
Yeah. I didn't even know where to get. I think... it was one of those things where somebody tells you something. When I was younger, it's like a game of telephone. Somebody will tell you something, and you're just kind of like, I want to believe that. Yeah. So I'm just gonna believe that. Somebody told me those hats were $500, and I was like, you gotta be a fucking idiot to buy one of those things. And then never thought about it again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then I did go looking for a Von Dutch hat recently because I was also looking for serial killer shirts.
Oh yeah,
classics. I was gonna buy I was really looking for them. There's not enough. What I wanted to do was I wanted to buy the whole outfit I wore when I met Katie's parents.
Nice.
Like I wanted to buy that and then put it on for Katie.
Okay.
And be like, yo, what's up? And so what it was
the first time she fell in love with you. Yeah.
She did love me too. And what it was I had to go over to her house. I don't know why. We had to go to her parents' house.
Okay.
I had a serial killer shirt on with Austin Powers on it, and it said penis pump.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah. Sure.
had a pair of pants that were too baggy, that were black pants with white threads.
Oh, tight.
Probably kickwear. More
Okay.
than like they're one of those brands, I don't remember, but I was gonna find a pair that had that look, like almost carpentry a little bit, but way too baggy. And then I had one of these hats on, toboggan, that said porn star on it.
Wow.
And
My God.
I didn't fucking.
What a heathen.
Well,
What a hedonist.
we were out dicking around, and then she's
Man,
like, "We got to stop by my parents' house," and I was like, "Well, I gotta meet your parents now. Like, what's going on here?" And she was like, "I mean, yeah, it's fine there." And then I just was like, "Man, I'm not like real dressed for this occasion."
I would have not let that happen.
Now I think about it, and I'm like, what if Gwen's B friend came
over like that?
Yeah, I'd be like, well, I don't know what this guy's up to, but
you
right
have
on,
an idea. No, I don't know. That's a little much for me.
It was a lot, but it was like me. It really was just guy wearing his regular everyday clothes.
Oh, sure, just regular everyday clothes.
It was.
Yeah,
I
I remember the times.
Yeah, everybody had shirts that said like "fucked," F-U-C-T. Everybody had serial killer T-shirts.
Right, that was the times.
The brand.
Yeah, it's coming back.
That's why I was trying to get one.
We gotta relive it.
Like $82 to find a really good used. I mean, they don't make them anymore.
Sure.
But man,
vintage one.
And you know what kind
Not
of
even
shoes I was
vintage.
probably
It's
wearing?
not even old enough to be vintage.
I know, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what kind of shoes I was wearing too? Because I had these shoes. Soaps. I was like a soaps guy, you know.
Great.
But I think I've said it on the show before with the soaps. I took the grind plates off.
Yeah.
Because they were too heavy.
Sure. They were plastic, I think. Like light
They were
plastic.
real heavy plastic, though. If people don't remember soaps,
I do with the ones I had.
Jason and you guys are laughing like I said that they weigh the same as lead. They were just kind of heavy. And when you took them off, it was like, oh, this is kind of light. And then, but you still got the cred for wearing the
I don't think you did.
soaps.
You got to do the grinds to get the cred.
Did you ever grind?
Oh, hell yeah. I would jump all kinds of stupid shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I never grinded one time.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
That's not, I mean,
Nothing impressive, just enough to get the cred.
I wear so much skateboarding stuff since like the 9th grade. I just basically was like, my style, skateboarder. And I've probably been on a skateboard 3 times.
Yeah.
And never skateboarded.
Skateboard fan. Skateboard cheerleader.
I am. I'm kind of like, I like the lifestyle of skateboards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're good.
Yeah. I love them.
We got any calls?
Sure. Let me see here.
Tick, 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 tick,
Yes. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who we talking to tonight?
Hey, Brett and Brian, is it me?
It is.
Brendan?
This is you.
You would
Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Hey, not much. Well, a lot, but how are you guys doing?
All
We're
right.
great. How are you?
Just clocked in.
All right. Well, I'm pretty good. I would first off say that the Bobcat Goldthwait movie, God Bless America, sucks.
Oh,
Well,
boo.
that's your opinion, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get what he's going at, but he literally rips off something from a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Okay. Well,
The
Tarantino
AK-40. He rips off the AK-47 rant from Jackie Brown,
Oh,
Yeah,
like
okay.
line for line.
You should find out Quentin Tarantino
Yeah.
ripped off a lot of his stuff too.
No, but you can't.
Oh, definitely,
Do the
yeah.
whole line,
I get
you know?
that.
Yeah.
But I guess I see what he's saying. Like, if the movie is about a guy that's sort of like a square, he's like kind of a guy that's going out and shooting people up, and he like it's the first time he's ever seen like a real gun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then like that's actually an interesting concept to just be like he's just doing what he saw in the movies. It's
Right.
just movie quotes. That's interesting. But
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
if that's what he's up to, that's really good. But if he was just like, I really like this line, I'm going to put it into my movie, That's less cool.
Remix.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
Yeah.
You know. But
I mean, granted, I saw it when it came out, and that was like 10 years ago, so maybe it aged better? Question mark.
remember it had bad. It got real bad reviews, but as we know, you know, that
Right.
doesn't mean anything because the reviewers back then were even stupider than they are now. Well, I don't know. 'Cause they like all
I
that
would
Disney
disagree with that,
junk.
Brian.
Yeah, they like all that Disney junk now. At least back then they didn't like the Disney stuff. They'd be like every popular thing sucks. You know what I mean? Which I liked at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, what's up, Brendan? How are you doing?
I'm pretty good right now. I had a conundrum that I wanted to talk to you guys about last week. And I called in this week to talk about it.
Okay.
A street fight dilemma, if you will. I am a retail worker. I have worked at liquor stores in various parts of the country for the better part of a decade at this point. And I had a guy last week that like literally threatened to kill me twice.
Whoa.
And I didn't want to
Customer?
call the cops. Customer, yes.
Yeah.
Customer. And I didn't want to call the cops because, like, I don't really like the cops. But at the same time, this motherfucker did threaten to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Did he
Or
have?
no, let me rephrase that. He said I might need to kill a guy, and I might need to I might need to kill a guy, and I might need to fuck a guy up. The guy in question was me.
Okay.
Well, if he fucking you up is like different from killing you, though. I do have to give him. I have to give him that. Like,
Yeah, I get that. But saying
if you, what I'm saying is, like, if he's gonna kill you, that is a problem. If he's gonna whip your ass,
well,
you know, you probably gotta let him whip your ass.
well, the whole thing is that like he was like just I very plainly explained to him like, hey man, we have to close and I can't legally serve you after X time, and we're approaching on X time. You have to make a decision. And then he gets on the phone with his lady friend or whoever, I don't know, and says like, well, I might need to fuck a guy up because they're pushing me to get out.
Where I'm not asking where you work. Was it a bar or a store?
It's a store.
So he basically is this. Well, I don't want to get too in there. Let me ask this: grocery store?
No.
Okay, this guy
Straight
didn't need
liquor
to get
store.
in there. But liquor store. Okay, here's the dealio. He's just talking shit to his girlfriend or wife on the phone. You know, probably. If he
tried to start shit, he tried to fight you or like looked at you and said, "I'm gonna fuck you up."
He just said I might have to fuck this dude
Brett,
up.
Brett, you're right. He did that. Yes.
Oh, he did.
He looked straight in my eyes and said, I might need to fuck this guy up. What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, I have to do my job.
Okay.
Damn.
And your job was what? Ringing him up?
No, I'm just a guy that tells people what liquor to buy.
Okay.
Damn. I don't know. I mean,
and
obviously,
tells people when the store's closing. Like,
if there is, I think what I would say is like, if you truly feel like there's actual real risk involved, I mean, letting your boss know maybe would be the move. It's really tough for me to, because I don't think I would call the police. I don't.
But Brian, I don't mean to cut you off. This is the one issue is that I am like at least half a decade older than everyone that works at the store. I am roughly Brett's age, if that makes sense. And everyone that works at the store is like, I don't know, 25, median age.
Wow. Okay.
So no one. I mean, they had my back, but like, I'm just not like cool with getting threatened. But apparently, I can't get another job. So
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
tough.
I was just looking for some advice.
It is interesting. It is a tough situation. I mean, it's not, to me personally, it's not something that I think I would call the police about. I mean, I can't think of much of what I would call the police about. I mean, like, for me, like, calling the police is reserved for, like, my insurance won't pay for this car accident unless I call the police. Or
someone whips out a gun.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, are they even going to get there? But
And even then, it's questionable.
yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know. I just felt mixed up, and I just wanted to hear your guys' opinion about it.
Yeah, my opinion in that case.
It really fucked me up last week.
I bet. I mean, it's scary. That's I've been in situations that like you really don't. It feels very tense, and it's like I should be taking this seriously. It's probably somebody that's just having a bad day, but you don't fucking know. We were at a dispensary in California one time and saw a dude try to fucking almost dive over the counter because he didn't like the way the cashier was talking to him. It was really fucking wild. My answer would be to just leave. Like, I would have just walked away and went behind a door and locked myself somewhere and let that guy fuck up the whole fucking store if he wants to get angry and mad. But I would have just evacuated the situation. Even got in my car and drove away. Whatever. Like, I'm just saying, like, Brett, there's fight or flight, and I like
what
flight.
I did.
Okay.
Brett, that's kind of what I did. Is that I walked away. And he just yelled at all my coworkers. And then at the end of the night, I just said to them, I'm sorry that guy took out his rage on me, on you guys. And it built a little bit of solidarity, but I don't know how far that goes.
Yeah, I mean, if there's that many people, though, I mean, it's really, really easy to outnumber somebody. Somebody is going to take a couple hits, but, like, if someone's not paying attention to their backside, it's just over. Like, you can gang up on people. Ganging up on people is pretty easy in the moment.
If you have to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate...
Go ahead.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I had nothing to say.
Brett. Oh, I thought you were saying something, Brett. Anyway, I'm glad you guys kind of helped me walk through it and helped me kind of realize the... not the gravity of the situation, whatever the opposite of the gravity is. Also, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but the pre-show stuff, Brett?
Yes?
Levi's don't make jeans like they used to 20 years ago, let alone 40 years ago.
Okay.
You were talking about jeans on before the stream started.
While we were... Yeah, while they could hear us when we were talking about my weekender pants.
Yeah, I have to buy jeans because all my jeans have holes in them, and then my lady was like,
every fucking pair of Levi's I've bought for the past 20 years sucks.
Yeah, I haven't worn Levi's in a long ass time.
I bought some.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a dork, so whatever. So I buy a particular number, but
okay.
If you find a good pair, let me know.
I'll let you know.
All right, we will. I mean, I have a pair of Naked and Famous that are really nice, but
I'm wearing a pair of True Religion jeans that are 10 years old right now.
Tight. Those are cool.
And
cool.
The hole in the knee is because they're just that fucking old. But
yeah,
she was like, because I'm wearing a base layer under my holy jeans. I don't have. I got to get jeans. It's time to buy jeans. But I just am. It's a really hard choice to make.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling, Brendan.
All right, guys. Have a good night. I hope the rest of the show goes well. Farewell.
Me too.
Yeah, there's so many options, and it's turned into this. Jeans have turned into this like wine type thing, or golf, or like anything that you can just know a million things about and get so into.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But then when like that's the ones I like, I just never want to take them off. There's no other reason to wear other pants except for these. I got a pair of the black ones I wear. I got in Austin, Texas, like 5 years ago.
I had a pair of APCs that I was like that with, and when they fucking shit the bed, I was really bummed. But I just like never bought them again for some reason, which was stupid. I should buy some. Well, I know why, because the price. But
Yeah.
I would love another pair of those. Those were like butter.
I love tight, stretchy jeans, and I live in them. That's like my uniform on the bottom. All right. Let's get this next call.
Next go.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, what's up? It's Aaron Bentley.
Aaron, like the car, Bentley. How's it going, Aaron?
That's me. It's going good. I just wanted to talk about jeans.
Okay, what do you got?
What are your jeans?
My favorite jeans are probably a pair of APCs I got many years ago.
All right.
Are you making fun
You know,
of me,
the
Aaron?
selvage
Right.
Oh,
thing,
okay.
and that was cool. I don't know if that's still cool, but it was cool when I got them.
It's still great.
So I like those,
cool.
and I got these jeans called Elwood is the brand
Okay.
that I've gotten more into recently. That I like a lot. How about that?
I love it. Thanks for the tip. Appreciate it.
I'm Googling
for the
Elwood
jean knowledge.
jeans.
Elwoods are not that expensive, but they're nice.
Okay. That's what we're looking for.
That's what Brett's looking for right now.
Man, I'm gonna look for a scorching deal. I'm gonna go big because I wear them for a decade. I get like a lot of time out of them.
Man, I saw a
Yeah,
non-scorching deal.
The APCs did that for me.
Yeah, they last. Mine lasted a while. They washed. They look so good.
Yeah,
But
Brian does double damage on all of the stuff he owns, though.
That's true. That's true. If I own it,
2x damage.
2x damage, unfortunately. I was scrolling through when Brendan was on the phone. I was still looking for serial killer shirts. I was looking for my penis pump shirt I was talking about earlier. Minimum you're going to get on a serial killer t-shirt now. And that's a shirt where they've cut the sleeves off and the graphic is wearing away.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be $50. You know.
Yeah, those upcyclers.
To get a nice one, you're looking at $300.
Okay.
$300. So
It's worth it.
I kind of want one.
I thought about you recently, Brian, because I saw a summer sanitarium tour shirt that was the sleeves have been cut off of, but still going for like $150 or something.
I have one of those. I have a summer sanitarium tour T-shirt. The one with Limp Bizkit, Deftones, Linkin Park, Metallica.
Yeah.
And they all look like inmates on it. It's very tight.
Yes, it rocked.
So I wanted
Cage
Aaron,
match shirt.
Yes, it is. Cage match shirt. I wanted Aaron to call because first, he's a buddy of mine. He was on the old third show once with me. But very importantly, I was going to say more importantly, but then it makes it sound like it wasn't that important when you were on the other show. He is a podcaster that does a podcast that I've guested on several times. And maybe even might be on soon. I don't know. Everything Elite, where they cover the Elite, the AEW, and All Elite Extended Universe. And is my favorite wrestling podcast. But they have been a part of a network for a long time. And they are going independent this Wednesday. And if you're a person that listens to their show, you gotta go to the fucking podcast app and type in Everything Elite so you don't miss an episode. And who knows who's gonna be there, you know, on the first independent show. It's their 150th show, Brett. Remember when we only had 150 shows?
Maybe. Did we count that wrong?
No.
I think we just put dates on them. Yeah.
We never counted. The only time we could tell you how many shows we did was when we were on like episode 4.
Sure.
And even then, it probably was Harry, where we were just like, oh,
We were both wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have had to count them. But, Aaron, I listened to the Patreon show about Full Gear, but now I'm going to make you give it away for free. How did you like Full Gear? Did you watch the whole thing yet?
So I haven't watched the whole thing yet. If you're not a listener, I had been on vacation. I got home after like 3 matches or so, and I just went ahead and watched the rest so we could do the podcast. But, you know, it was a very good show with a very good main event, the satisfying culmination everybody wanted, except they bizarrely signed this like very bad dude and announced it right before the main event. So it was kind of a bummer from that perspective.
It was. Nothing has ever hit me like that. That was one of those weird. So I can tell Brett right before the main event when Hangman Page is going to get his title win. Finally there, you know. This has been going on for 3 years. They just for some reason announced that they signed Jay Lethal and they bring him out. And he's a bad dude. He's got like, you know, accusations and allegations and shit, but also he's like not good at wrestling either.
I mean, yeah, he's been the cornerstone of Ring of Honor for a long time though.
Yeah, but how good is Ring of Honor doing?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, like all his best stuff is like pretending to either be Ric Flair or Randy Savage. So, you know, that's a tough sell in AEW probably.
Just wrestles like a style. He like his style is like he doesn't do anything cool, which is, you know, cool moves is very important in wrestling.
Sure.
100%. He truly he doesn't have any cool moves. Not a single cool move. And also,
well, I don't know about that. He's got the I get them all confused, but he's got like the lethal injection, the lethal something else. He's got all these moves that have lethal in the name that are kind of cool.
Good idea.
Well, I gotta tell you the truth. I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, the name Jay Lethal is cool, and I was like sort of drawn to him when I first started watching wrestling because it was just like Jay Lethal. That's a fucking tough guy's name. But then it's one of those things that happens where sometimes, and this can happen with music and shit too, right? Where like you hear something's good and you really, really, really want it to be good and you give it 1,000 chances to be good. And then you just, it comes a point where you're like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like this is not good.
It's okay not to like it.
Yeah. And that was what was
It's okay.
him.
Just because his name is cool doesn't mean you have to like him, Brian. It's okay.
It's tough though, man, because you know how I like guys with cool names. Like my partner here is Brett Payne.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be a cooler name.
Sure.
I chose that.
I'm a cool. You did choose that.
No.
I think. Well, you chose not to change it.
That's true. I chose not to change it, not to hide my name.
You could have been anything else.
I should. I used my name to my advantage. I should have went by John Doe or something, to be on my merits instead of just my name.
Yeah. So, how's it going, Aaron? I know you've been working a lot lately. Aaron gets people out of prison, is what I say, but I don't know if
Bust
that's
them
true.
out of the joint.
Yes. Well, you do say that, Brian, but it's not true at all. It has no bearing in reality. I actually sue cops and jails for, you know, doing bad stuff. So I don't actually get anyone out of jail. It's just when people are mean to, when cops and people who run jails are mean to people, I help them.
Okay. That's
What
great.
are some especially with jail that's not like prison, you know what I mean? I guess is because people generally aren't supposed to be there for very long, right? Like jail?
Well, they are in jail for a long time, often because I know what you're saying, like the difference between jail before you get convicted and like going to prison. But people end up in jail for a long time, one, because they can't afford to pay bail pre-trial, and the system is so overloaded that people wait a long time to go to trial. and especially, it's been even worse during COVID with everything going on to get people actually to trial. So that's been difficult. And then you add on that in Kentucky, where I live and work, there's this insane thing where hard to explain this, but the counties who run the jails get paid extra per day for housing convicted people who've already been convicted, what we call state inmates. So they get paid extra money for housing them. So a lot of times, if somebody gets a 5-year or less sentence, they will just stay in county jail and serve the whole sentence in county. Oof. So you end up having people spend a lot of time in jails, and they're like the worst places on earth. I had a client once who is on death row, and I made some comment to him about how bad it must be to be on death row. And he said, it's better than being in county jail. So yeah, I guess that's kind of sums it up.
That's what I was wondering is, so like so it's actually like 10 times worse. Well, I don't know, 10 times or whatever, but it's worse just being in jail than it is to be in prison. Like I have heard inmates say, just get me into prison for fuck's sake,
Yeah. A lot of people call me about that, which we can't really help them with, but they just want to be, I've already been convicted. Can you get me moved to like an actual state prison? Because the jails are insane. The biggest thing that we deal with, I don't know if it's the biggest thing we deal with, but a lot of our cases are about substance withdrawal deaths in jails. We do a lot of those types of cases, or people who come in and are diabetic and don't get treated. So that's an issue. So most of the stuff we deal with is like early on when people show up to jail. But we do, I'm sure people know like a billion awful things happen to people in jail. So we end up doing a lot of that, as well as like police shootings. And we do handle like when people it's not getting them out of jail, but when they've been arrested and prosecuted for something that they didn't do, sometimes we will take those kind of cases against the cops who arrested them.
Get them paid?
Yeah, try to get them the big bucks,
Yeah, that's interesting. It just is like, that's funny. Try to get them the big bucks. I mean, they do sometimes get money, but like if they're in jail for a really long time, it's like, Jesus Christ. So Aaron's cool because he's like a small dude. Uh-huh. He goes and spends time just helping out people in jail. Okay. And then watching wrestling, which I think is like, I wish I could help people out in jail, but I'm too stupid to be a lawyer, doing law.
Well, but, it's really not that. It's just if you are dumb enough to like spend all your time dealing with other lawyers, which is really the worst part of being a lawyer. Right.
And I wanna before we let you off the line here, I do also want to say, Aaron, one of these days you have to get Brett on to do what you had me do. Aaron made me a playlist of Christian metalcore. And had me listen to it and do a show about it. And I was like, you need to talk to Brett about that.
Yeah, I'm one step away from that.
Brett's a big, but what were some of those bands? Because I don't have the playlist anymore. I want to see if Brett knows some of the bands.
Yeah, so we did Zayo.
Oh,
we did Embodiment.
Don't know that.
Living Sacrifice.
No.
Who else did we do?
Yeah.
Norma Jean?
Norma Jean. We did do Norma Jean. I remember that.
Norma. Oh, I feel like I have listened to them recently.
Well, Brett, one of the first...
Zayo. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, Zayo. One of the first things Brett ever said to me, which is really... Or not one of the first things he ever said to me. It's amazing that we ended up doing this because, like, he did tell me... I think we were just in a conversation among a bunch of people about concerts that we had seen. And I'm naming some of the shows I went to, and then Brett was like, "Yeah, man, I used to go to which I didn't know this was cool at the time that I met you, that you used to go to a Legion, like one of those Foreign Legion joints,
No,
VFW hall.
No, it was a party house, is what it was called.
A party house to see like Christian punk stuff.
Yeah. They would pay to rent the house out and then let everybody fill up the whole house. And you could bring canned food donations as like admission.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah. People jumping out of the lofts and shit like that, getting thrown into fireplaces. Oh yeah, it was something to do.
Yeah. And that you were into that same shit too, right, Aaron?
Oh yeah, I spent all my like mid to late teens going to like biker churches to see Christian metal bands and stuff. I was really into that.
That's sick.
It was a weird time in my life. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, I would love to talk about that with Brett, and also F1. I would love to talk about
absolutely.
with Brett. I know we're both racing guys.
Yeah, I'm behind. I'm catching up, but this has been like such a good season. The back and forth is like so fucking exciting.
I know, especially after the last couple of years of like Lewis just dominating everything. It's been fun to see a little bit of competition.
Yeah,
I heard this on their show, on their Full Gear thing, but somebody did something super scandalous this weekend.
Yeah,
and I don't know,
touched another person's car.
See,
that's right.
It sounded to me that somebody stuck their hand in something. And now, the way you say it is, they just touched it. They just put their hand on the car.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. They did like an inspection, but it's like a crime scene. You're not allowed to touch. You can observe, but you can't touch.
That's right.
It's very stupid.
It's the rules. There has to be rules.
It's the rules. Yeah, he got fined 50,000 euros for touching the other car.
Yeah, he laughed it off too. It was funny. He's a piece of shit. He's like the best villain. He sucks ass. He's a
villain?
Yeah, he's a villain. He has a lot of scandalous romance stuff going on. He's a real hot-headed and fucks with Lewis Hamilton too much. It's a pretty good storyline. They got a really good back and forth. It's a really legendary season.
Yes, and he says like fucked up stuff on the radio with some regularity. Yeah, he's bad. The other guy for sure is bad.
Okay, see that makes me interested because I like bad guys.
Yeah,
I'm a big, huge fan of all bad guys.
Yeah.
Well, Brett just like got into this F1 over the pandemic, right?
Right.
And then Mike and Aaron, who they watched the F1.
Yeah.
And now you two are telling me that there's a storyline element.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you can gamble on it.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about
maybe
I need to figure F1 out.
Well, I would say, it feels like a big commercial, but it's the Netflix show is all you have to do to get into it. Is watch the Netflix show, and if you're captivated, you'll watch the races.
I was going to say, Brian, you love, binging shows. So there's 3 seasons so far on Netflix of Drive to Survive, and gives you all the storylines. So you would probably like the show.
Damn, I like storylines.
There's lots of good news. There's lots of just bickering back and forth. Lots of really stupid finding each other and investigations. It's all everybody's super petty. It's very rich people, very snooty and kind, but using the rules against each other. I could see why a lawyer would like it because it's a lot of lawyering against each other, basically.
Wow, I don't feel good about that, really.
Well, yeah, but I'm a rules person as well, and I like games and stuff like that. So it's neat to see how it plays out and how to use it and bring it up. It's good.
I'll check. I'm gonna watch the Netflix show. I definitely need something right now. I'm gonna watch the Netflix show and see if I can fall in love with Drive to Survive, Formula One. I mean, I never knew it was different from NASCAR. And now it sounds like they're a bunch of fancy boys.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah. Except for Lewis Hamilton, he's like such a baby face. It's incredible. He's like a world citizen, stands up for everybody's rights and racism. Like he's like a vegan, and he grew up scrappy. Like he had a kart. Like his dad, took him to kart racing, as a kid, and they were like the poor team and all that stuff. And he got a shot, and he's like tied for most championships ever.
Quick question before we go: is Bobby Rahal still out there doing it?
No, he's just a hometown hero.
We love Bobby Rahal.
There's Rahal, and I think in Indy has some Rahal.
Yeah, there's two people we like here in Ohio. That's Bobby Rahal and the zoo guy. What's the guy? Jack Hanna, who has fucked a lot of people's wives. So that's what I know about Jack Hanna, Jungle Jack Hanna. Whenever you get a real job here, when you're at work, if you work at a really big place, there is always like a guy or two who will tell you that Jack Hanna fucked his friend's wife. And it kind of kicks ass. I mean, it's hard to know what's true and what's not, but I tend to believe every single one of them.
Yeah. I think it's probably just a man's fantasy that if you were Jack Hanna, you could do that. Maybe it's all just that. Like a male hysteria of some sort.
That is true.
Because they were so into him.
That is
how
true.
good he is with all the animals.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, again, Everything Elite. Go and sign up if you like
I was
wrestling.
Gonna say if you like. I was gonna say if you like guys called Jungle Jack, there's Jungle Jack Perry in AEW. So
true.
Check it out. Our Twitter's at Everything AEW. We got a link tree on there, so you can get all the links to our show and everything, and check that out. But yeah, if you like wrestling, we come at it from a pro labor perspective, so I think it would align with the folks who like this show if you also like wrestling. So check us out. And yes, I will, since Brian is teasing it, I will say that Brian will be a special guest on this Wednesday's episode, Everything Elite 150. So check that out.
The B-Man gonna tell you his wrestling opinion.
Wow.
So
can't wait to hear him.
I'm with my friendos, and it'll be very fun. Thanks for calling, Aaron. It's good to hear from you, buddy. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Peace.
Yes,
Peace.
Sir.
I think you guys did it, Brett.
What?
I'm gonna watch Drive to Survive. That's probably what I'm gonna watch when I get home tonight.
Also, yeah, it's a great tweeting sport as well.
Yeah,
because they're mostly just it's they max out at 2 hours. So if they cut it off if it goes longer than 2 hours. It's a tight 120.
That's a good sport.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll take up too much of your time.
I thought it was all day.
No, that's like the Mons and stuff.
That's probably NASCAR, right?
Endurance racing. And no, NASCAR is all day. NASCAR is like 3, 4, 5 hour Sundays for sure. You need like chips and dip and nutrition and shit to get through NASCAR.
You record it all on our account.
Right.
Where I go to watch wrestling.
Right. It's in there already.
So I could just fucking go in there and just watch the cars go fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. I like the in-car footage is really good because it's open air. It's relaxing to watch them, how fast they go around the corners. You also, when you realize that like their heart rate is at like 160 beats per minute, and they're feeling like 5 Gs and shit around these corners for like, an hour and a half of just like feeling like you're in a fucking spaceship,
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of fucking endurance.
Would he become a big Verstappen fan?
Oh no, he would. Yeah, I mean that's the guy.
Is he a racism guy?
No, he's a dog whistle racism.
Okay.
He didn't want to do a kneeling because he didn't know how it would be because it wasn't an issue in his country or something like that.
Germany? Is it Verstappen?
No,
Germany?
some sort of other.
Poland?
I don't know what it is. He's Dutch.
I think I like this guy. I mean, I wish he would have knelt.
He's a heel. You should get We'll
Max Verstappen, Belgian-Dutch racing driver. I'm gonna get a good look at his face. Oh, he's young.
Yep, he's young. They're all young. They're all like 20. They're all like 19 years old and shit.
Look at this fucking guy.
24 years old.
He looks kind of like a bad guy. He's got like...
Yeah, he is a real bad kid from a cartoon face.
Oh, yeah.
Shark-faced.
He looks like one of the guys that would beat up the kids you like on that show Recess.
No, he would get somebody else. He has goons that beat him up for him.
I like
He
that.
doesn't get his hands dirty.
Okay, Verstappen.
Yeah. I did want to say for people on the chat, in the live stream, you can tell I have a black eye. And I wanted to explain how I got my black eye.
I had nothing to do with it.
It was a concert. It was really good. I fucking loved it. On Wednesday night, I saw Vitriol, which was the opener. And it was awesome because the crowd was heckling them like crazy. Like, they were just like, shut the fuck up and play your music. They were doing shit like that.
Why?
Know? Because the guy was talking and trying to make jokes and shit.
Oh, yeah. That's good that they yelled at him.
It was fun. And then the guy did it. But then the Vitriol guy was like, shut the fuck up. He did like his growl really loud. And then they started playing and it was fun. It was a good time. Next band was Brand of Sacrifice was the name. And the lead singer looks like a Resident Evil character. Like he had locks down to the middle of his back, and he was wearing like a long blue Under Armour like wicking shirt with like a blue vest over top with like tons of pockets and shit, and cargo pants with black boots. He looked like a fucking like some sort of vampire.
I need the band name again.
Brand of Sacrifice.
Brand of... Okay, I'm gonna get a picture of these guys up so I can see it.
And the pit was not that crazy. I was actually going pretty wild, and I was like, this is really lame. You know, like it wasn't very hardcore, and it was super open, which, I mean, I got to tell you people, close those pits up. Because when they're I hate running around when I'm doing like wind sprints back and forth, you know?
I'm trying to calm down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have fun.
Someone spills a fucking beer immediately. But I was like stomping the floor. I was going fucking bonkers. And then after that, also Brand of Sacrifice, they had a bunch of like anime references in their songs and shit. Do you see the guy?
Well, yeah, but I just ended up on a website called Amino.
Uh-huh.
I've never heard of it, but this is from a contributor named Eggcore.
Okay.
Where I guess you just review bands on this site, and he gives them a 5-star rating.
Nice.
Okay. What he likes, super heavy and technical. What he dislikes, songs are too short.
Oh, no.
So
I love short songs, though.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like a short song.
They had a bunch of sound effects, too, and, like, angels singing and shit, and, like, wiki shit. It was sweet. They were sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
They look cool.
The next band up, and you know what? I think, on this show, I have talked shit about hardcore before, and Terror is like an old school hardcore band. It was the best. It was the craziest shit ever. It was fucking awesome. Okay. I apologize for talking shit about hardcore. When they came out and played, he kept saying, okay, first of all, the lead singer, he looks like a football coach.
I like that.
He looked kind of like Cotton from King of the Hill.
I'm looking him up.
He was shaved with just these beady fucking eyes, and he had like a 3/4 zip, like anorak type, pop over fucking thing on. And he's like, get up here, get up here, get up here, get up here, get up here. And he keeps making everybody get up. And then as soon as they start playing, people are doing like fucking spin kicks and like just going bananas. And it gets backed up again. Everybody backs away. And he goes, come here, come here, come here, come here. And then he just says this. He goes, everybody start fucking stage diving. Everybody start fucking stage diving. And everybody's kind of looking around for a second. And he just kept screaming it louder and louder. And then just like this sea of people, just like a carousel of people just started running up on one side of the stage and diving off the other while they played. It was fucking incredible. It was so fun.
He really does just look like he looks mad regular dude. He looks like a 45 to 50-year-old regular dude.
He's hardcore.
Yeah. I kind of like his look, though.
Dude, they were so good. And that was also, like, it started getting really wild. That's when I was, like, but I was also doing, like, do-si-dos. And I did the, like, Soulja Boy Crank That in the middle of the pit. I was going bananas. Okay, Dying Fetus came on. And this is, the fun thing about this show was I heard y'all talking about, like, on the Trillbilly show about the Travis Scott thing.
Yeah.
And there was so many young people here. It was fucking awesome. And it kind of made me think about, like, even that person, OK Fox, that called. And that, like, these like I don't want to be a piece of shit that's like, oh, these people aren't alt in the same way what I did it was authentic, you know. I do like that people are taking it and making it their own thing and like, you know, choosing to be a part of it because it's like so much fucking fun, you know.
Yeah.
And there was so many fucking girls in the pit. Like it was way different death metal show and hardcore show than I went and saw it at Scully's, which is a place I used to go to all the time in my 20s, and it was like going back home. But the crowd was way cooler and way more people. I don't know. It was fun.
I've only seen at Scully's, the only band I've ever seen there was Max Sabbath.
What about Thursday? Didn't we see Thursday?
Oh, we did see Thursday there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you got wrecked.
So yeah, Dying Fetus. So basically, the pit was kind of big. When Dying Fetus came out, everybody got into the pit. It became fucking the whole floor was going crazy for them, and I was just standing up, and then it's like one of those moments where you're just like it feels like you're underwater, like I just got thrown underneath the crowd. Like all of a sudden it was muffled. And I was down by people's ankles, and I was like, "Where the fuck am I?" You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm laying on the floor right now." So then I got up, and I felt like my face was split open, and there was some blood. I wiped off the blood, but then this lady in front of me turned around and looked at my face, and I had like the full boxer look, like it was very fucking swollen immediately. But it was towards the end of the show, so I just rocked it out to the end and then left, and it was fine.
I mean, yeah, you did it.
It looks tight.
I got concussed.
I didn't get concussion. I didn't lights out. I didn't hear any high squeals. It was literally just like somebody fucking flew on top of us and knocked like a whole bunch of people over.
Yeah, I mean, I got concussed at a Deftones show and made it through the other side of it, you know? There's something weird where, like, you're at a concert and you're just like, well, I paid to be here, you know? And
yeah.
I mean, you probably didn't pay nothing to be at that show.
What?
I thought you were seeing that at Dirty Dungarees, by the way, which is a weird venue.
No, Dying Fetus is legendary, dude.
Dying Fetus.
Yeah, really good. Really crazy death metal. Old school shit. So fucking... I was like stomping the floor so fucking... I was berserk. It was the most fun I've had in so long. I'm so sore. My whole side hurts. I hit the ground. Like I would like fly on the ground and then scramble to get up before people could even grab me. I was like, I was killing it. It was so fun. It was a good time.
It's so cool.
And then last night I went to church, the goth dance thing.
Oh, how's that?
It was fucking amazing, dude. The same thing. Like everybody was out and was in like full makeup. People in like full white face paint and shit with like full costumes. It was awesome.
Dress? Regular?
No, I have this like satin bomber jacket that says "Straight to Hell" on the back.
That's cool.
And it has a big skull and it says "The whole world or nothing." And so I wore that. So I was kind of like a jock goth. I was like a preppy goth.
Well, that's what I was getting at. But I thought you might have come off like a jock because you just don't have the goth guy look. It's like if I went, people would probably be like, if I went to the goth night, people would probably be like, fucking thing's gone downhill.
No. I mean, it is so fun because this music is just made to like you just bop back and forth. You don't have to dance or anything. You just have to move side to side, and like everybody's feeling it. It was really fun. It was a good night. I'm going to the next one for sure.
Yeah,
that music is so easy to dance to.
Yeah, I mean maybe
some old hits.
Like I said,
fucking Depeche Mode and shit will just come on.
God, I hate that music. You know.
Then you're not Bill.
You know. That's not how it sounds.
No.
I fully realize. But, yeah, Gwen likes that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, all I ever wanted is such a fucking good song, dog. For real. That's like a next level song, I gotta say. Just gonna defend them. It doesn't sound like, whoa, 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 whoa. Ready for next call?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who we talking to tonight?
Hello.
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 Howdy.
Hi there. Very nervous. This is my first time ever calling into a show of any kind.
Oh, really? Wait.
Yeah. Heart's racing over here.
I get it. Yeah. You'll be fine.
You'll be great. You're about to be the best caller ever.
Uh-oh.
Well, anyway, I guess I'll just chime in with my favorite jeans. Follow the theme. Pair of Wranglers I got.
Okay.
All like kind of khaki color, I don't know, like a beige.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
From where?
Can I tell you?
Been wearing those a bunch lately.
From where?
Where'd you get them?
Wait, what?
Where'd you get them?
Oh, they were like a gift. I don't even know where they came from. I'm guessing like Walmart or something.
All right.
They're
So
like
when I-
heavy duty Wranglers.
Like budget option.
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
my grandma every year for Christmas would buy me either a pair of Wranglers or even the more dastardly Rustlers.
Mm-hmm.
So the size I wore was 12 slim,
Uh-huh.
which was means all my jeans were tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a pair of brown either Wranglers or Rustler jeans.
Mm-hmm.
These were denim. They weren't like, chinos or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And one of my earliest memories is crying because my dad made me wear brown jeans. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought they were stupid. Oh, so mad.
They're stylish.
I mean, no,
they're
I'd wear them
Great
now.
change your pace.
Yeah. I'd wear them in 2021, but in 1995, I was not having it.
My grandma, I convinced my grandma to get me Lee pipes. I had a lot of Lee pipes from my grandma.
Yeah. Rustlers were so humiliating
Hey,
to wear.
Quick question. Do I sound okay? I'm like on speaker. Should I like switch over to not on speaker, just like through the phone or?
No,
I
you
can't-
sound
I
real
can't
good.
tell. We'd say something.
Yeah, we'd yell at you.
Okay, cool. Anyway, I guess getting to why I'm calling. I don't know, long time listener, first time calling. The usual thing, but name's Cappy. Anyway, I don't know. I just I was kind of thinking. I think I've got like a new kind of boss for you guys.
Okay. All right.
Kind of boss who's not exactly like a bad boss, but is like bad at being a boss. I just recently had I don't know, I'm kind of like turning a corner in my life right now. I just sort of like semi-quit working a job that I've been doing for like several years, but like it's more that I'm just sort of striking out on my own. I don't want to give like too many explicit details, but basically just trying to strike out on my own with the people that I've been working with. And the reason why is just like the dude I was working for is just like so bad at managing anything. It's like, dude, like I can't get my pay on time. You can't communicate anything to me. And it's just like, like I got no beef with the guy, but it's just like, dude, I cannot work in conditions like this,
So
That's
he's
fair.
And like, I still
so
talk to
he's
people
nice.
who are
Yeah,
continuing to work for him.
I'm a
And
boss
they,
like
they
that.
continue to not be able to get paid on time. Oh,
I
what
am
was that?
too. Me and Brett are both like
That's the kind of a boss I am. But we were forced into being bosses of our shit.
but he's nice. Like he's a cool person.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, it was just like that, but it's like, dude, like, he's like one of those, oh, you got to hustle and grind kind of dudes,
Oh,
so like he
no.
kind of expects everyone who works for him to have that same sort of mindset. And it's like, dude, I don't want to work 10 fucking hours a day and then like not have you pay me on time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you're right. It needs to build into that culture that you need to build up the pay me culture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's so hustle and grind, why doesn't he do the part that's the most important?
Why do we do this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, why
I'm
isn't
like,
this
dude,
guy
is it really
hustling
that
and grinding
hard?
to pay people? You
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I still talk to people who are still working for him and they're like, yeah, I just feel like he's just kind of doing his own thing and just has people working for him and is like, oh, sorry, I didn't tell you like this change that was going on at work or this thing that we're doing now or whatever, like having to find out from him, like posting, about it or whatever, or from someone else who heard about it.
Oh, wow.
Ugh.
Yeah. It sucks because like I would say, like if you were calling and asking us for advice, I would probably at the beginning have said, you got to keep the job. And it's only because you're kind of playing the lottery when it comes to getting bosses. Every time you switch a boss, you're kind of like playing a slot machine that you could get a worse, crazier boss next.
Yeah, and that's sort of the thing. I feel like I'm kind of in a good position in that, like, I'm able to just basically the work I do is sort of like contract work, so I can take the clients that I have and just be like, you know, okay, I'm gonna just work for you guys now, because I basically was. It was like I wasn't really getting any help from the guy anyway. But now it's like, oh well, you're just trying to take these clients out for me, and I want you to pay me out. And there's like this whole arrangement we got worked out, and it's just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, the upside is once this is done, like I'm gonna be making way more money because I won't be paying him like half of this thing, so he can just then turn around and give me, you know, half the money that is coming in
Right,
while doing
right,
all the
right.
work. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it's a win-win. It's just the flip side of
Yeah.
Oh, here, one second.
Okay.
I was creaking my partner just came up and was like, "Hey, the house is creaking."
Oh, they all
So
do.
I'm just gonna sit down. I pace when I'm nervous.
I thought you were saying
and-
like they were nervous that the house is creaking, and it's like,
No.
well, I mean, they all do. My house creaks. You know.
No,
You know,
they just came up with their phone and showed me a text and was like, "The house is creaking. What are you doing up there?"
Let me tell you this. I tell both of you two this. I don't mean to. So they're doing, in my neighborhood, they're replacing all the gas lines in the neighborhood. That's a good thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to complain about that. Well, I'm about to complain about that. But it's a good thing.
Right.
And they put those big steel like things when they dig a hole in the street and they have to cover it. They lay a steel thing on it.
Right.
They put one right in front of my fucking house, and it sounds like someone's banging on my door every time a car drives by.
Fun.
Because it bum.
Yeah.
So maybe I will take your partner's side. Stop making a house creak. You know,
It happens.
making you crazy.
Yeah, I'm just sitting down right now. But anyway, I just the flip side is I'm like, why I said I'm like turning a corner is it's like, okay, I just like semi left my job because part of it too was he was just stacking on all these other responsibilities and expecting so much out of me for like the same amount of pay, which is like, you know, total bullshit.
Right.
Every time.
So I was just like, screw it. I'm just gonna take on the people that like I enjoy working with and get that all worked out. It's just like, man, it's like I need to get the payment situation worked out because like the checks are still going to him and he's got to pay me out, and now I'm still chasing him down for my money, which is not fun.
For sure.
But we'll hopefully get sorted out soon. It's just like, man, right now I'm like so tight on money and it sucks.
Yeah. And he probably
Yeah.
isn't. Like he's doing okay. He's kind of like, well,
Exactly.
you know,
I mean,
I got the money.
I've always been like, I've always had that whole precarity and everything, and then meanwhile this dude's just like buying new J's and doing all this stuff, and it's like, really, man? Like you can't pay me more?
Hustle and grind
I
guys.
see you walking
though,
in with your brand new shoes.
Hustle and grind guys, though, they have that whole belief that you're supposed to have like a certain amount of money in savings. Like, I don't know if it's like a full paycheck or if it's like a year's worth of paychecks or some shit like that. You're supposed to have some crazy amount of money in your savings that most people don't have.
Yeah.
But that's like a
Yeah.
hustle and grind guy thing to be. So that's
The-
probably what he thinks
yeah.
is going on. Or he's just tired. He
And
doesn't
that's like,
really
that's
feel
my
like
whole thing is right now I'm like burning through those. I'm burning through whatever savings I had. And I'm just like, luckily the thing I didn't get to is like, I'm doing this job, which I can take care of. Like I've gotten good enough to where I can knock it out in like maybe 10 or 20 hours in a week, which is like baller. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I've got, this is why I feel so fortunate is like, I'm getting into doing machining, which is why I've been wearing those Wranglers the whole time.
Tight.
And just working in a machine shop. And it's through family and it's nice. It's just like I said, the money thing right now, it's tight, and I'm just like, I need that money in my bank account. It is not coming.
You gotta text the guy that day and be like, "Hey, you think you could like pay me?"
Yeah, Brian does it to me.
Yeah.
Well, I have to.
After it turns noon on payday, he's like, "Say, hey, everything's still cool with the bank and the money, right?" That's how you ask.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
This time I said, Rick is fucking Rick. My landlord was standing outside saying, "Can I cash your check today?" And he was leaving to go cash it, and I was like trying to stop him.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, and also I'm constantly worried that they're gonna change how Patreon works and
Right.
all that shit. So.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if 1 month I go there and it's like there's no money.
Yeah.
You're deactivated and we froze your money.
Yeah.
Sue us to get it back.
Yep. Freaks me out. Well, I think like I said, it's one of those weird things because it's like it's a good thing to think about. It's a good like sort of thought exercise to be like, I have a boss. He's actually a nice guy and I get along with him and he seems cool, but I do have problems with him. Should I leave? And like for me, it's always been if you have a nice for me at least, where I was, if I had a nice boss, I clung to that boss like crazy. And because I always was like, man, you know, remember when you were in school as a kid, when you were in elementary school, and you would go to the school on the day where you were finding out who your teacher was at the end of the summer, and you were just like fucking freaked out about I was freaked out about, am I going to get the fucking mean teacher or the nice teacher? It's kind of the same thing with bosses to me. It's kind of like, I don't know. I would quit. He pays me 2 weeks late all the time, but at least he doesn't yell at me ever.
Yeah, that would be a perk for you.
Yeah, that was kind of my whole thing. I was working for the guy for several years, and it was just sort of like, you know, the whole boiling pot of water with the frog in it. It was just eventually I'm like, no, this is enough bullshit. Like I'm kind of done, you know.
Well, congratulations for getting out.
Like the what was that?
Congratulations for getting out.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, it's stressful because now I'm just like, shit. Like, where's my next bit of money coming from? And it's like, I'm working and everything. It's just waiting for the next paycheck and waiting for him to get the money over to me and all this stuff. And like, flip side is I've got a lot of skills and I'm trying to drum up some work right now and like, you know, tweeting about it. I'm like, hey, if anybody knows anyone who needs a website done, hit me up. Like,
right.
It's like I have no doubt in my skills. It's just sort of like finding that next bit of work or like establishing myself on my own, you know, is the scary part.
It's a lot of effort, yeah, and you have to figure out what works for you and how to be successful and make it repeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like that's the scary part is like that getting over that hump and like being like, okay, I'm good now. But yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing. It's scary. It's scary to make a change like that. And it ends up just being like, yeah, I got to just do it now. I now have to just do it.
Yeah, you can always go back to your old ways. There's always old shitty things to go back to that you know well enough how to make money.
Yeah, and it's like I don't mind like doing the old shitty stuff either, you know. Like,
no, that shit's easy. I mean, you can always go back.
Yeah.
I could always go back to like robbing Peter to pay Paul mad easily. Like I know how to do all that stuff. Not hard. I just don't like want to, and I don't have a good game system to sell.
You don't have an insurance plan.
I have a PS4. I don't. You gotta have PS5.
Yep.
You know, because that's really where the money comes from.
You got the Switch.
I do have the Switch. Somebody did try to buy that from me, but for very little money.
Or you bought that Xbox One and you're like, oh man,
I
I'd
kind
have
of
lost
want
out
one.
on that one.
I think I kind of do want the new Xbox thing, because I saw a game that sounded fun.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I don't know, though. I don't know
I mean,
what I do.
The new Halo looks cool, but I think it's like on PC too.
Oh,
so I'm kind of like,
I'll never have gaming PC money ever in my whole life. That's an ungodly amount of money for me to think about, you know?
yeah.
So I bought this hat from the flannel company.
Okay.
Hole in it on top already.
Ooh.
Yeah, makes me nervous about the
What?
flannel. Yeah, I just got
I'd
it
write
yesterday.
him about it.
What?
I'd write to him.
I am. I'm not going to say their name on the air right now, but I'm going to tell them that my beanie has a hole in the top. And how could you make that happen?
I don't know.
That's impressive.
Bad quality control. Also, I mean, maybe was there a weird feeling and it made you rub it over and over again?
No. Not that I can think of, but it could be, you know. Well, hey, good luck with the new way of doing the job. And, you know, always feel free to call. You did a really good job. You had no reason to be worried.
Nailed it.
You nailed it.
For sure. You guys mind if I like drop my Twitter or whatever?
Not at all. Go for it.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at it sucks because somebody took my name that I'd wanted, but it's Capybara Comrade. I wanted it the other way around, but somebody already had it.
Okay.
So yeah, just see me there for lefty shit posting cute animals, and if you know someone who needs a website.
Okay. Website
all
people.
right. Yeah,
Kathy Vera.
get that website.
What was it again? Kathy Vera?
But yeah, you guys.
Capybara Comrade.
Capybara Comrade. Yeah. Yeah, like the giant guinea pig.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like, honestly, I've been hella stressed about this and like talking to people about it, and like it's weird, but like talking to you guys about it and being like, these guys are the experts at dealing with shitty bosses. Like,
oh no,
makes
we're
me
not.
feel way better, even though I was just kind of venting about it, you know.
We're the worst at it,
but
I'm glad we can help. We're not the worst. We're highly what's the word? We're highly experienced with hearing about it.
Yeah, and I think there's times also I'm pretty buttoned up with who I share things with, because if someone's going to react stupidly, if someone's going to be like, well, you should always respect your boss, it's like, well, I don't even want to talk about it with you, okay? Like, fuck this. You need to know you're in a safe place to talk about this, and from someone that will treat the boss like a villain.
Though?
that I would say no. They're never. That doesn't happen.
That won't happen.
Yeah. I would yell that. I would actually not like that.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Thank you guys so much for the call, and I'm gonna have a fun time skipping through the audio where I'm talking.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, well, thank you for calling. Your voice is good. You got
sound like a songbird.
You got a fine voice. We love it. So don't even worry about it.
Thank you.
People always worry about
Alrighty, you guys have
you too. Have a good night.
Yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
People always worry what their voice sounds like, BP.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Yeah, it's tough to hear. It's tough to listen to.
It doesn't bother me at all anymore.
Yeah. I mean, my voice isn't what I want it to sound like, but I don't care.
Really?
That's who I am. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, because I feel like I hear my voice the way it comes out now.
How? So? Because you listen to yourself?
Yeah, because I've heard myself so much that now when I talk, I know what it sounds like.
Sure, that kind of makes sense. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You think that goes on with you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like now
I know
you
when
just
I'm
hear
doing
it.
inflection. I know when I'm talking, how I sound.
Yeah.
You know, when to really double down.
A couple of real expert talkers here.
Yep, pro
really
talkers.
bragging about how good we are at talking.
Yep, I studied at Mosh Pit University. I'm sorry if it's super loud. My chewing, I don't know if people can hear that. You have runts. This like a pound
Those
of
are
runts
your
candy.
runs, my man.
It is so good. I cannot stop eating them. I'm stuck in a hole. I'm just like stuffing runts down my face.
Runts are good. You always think runts are shit, like when you're not thinking about it. But man, you get your hands on some runts, and they are good.
Crunching through them is so satisfying. They just turn to like dust, like fruit dust,
like good tasting dust.
Yeah. Oh.
Should I buy this beanie hat? This serial killer beanie hat?
With like a propeller on top?
No, I wish. Toque. What do we call them?
Toboggans?
Toboggan. Should I buy a serial killer toboggan?
Sure.
With the word serial killer in like old English? Like the old school one that everybody used to wear back in the 90s?
So you
early
decided
2000s?
You decided not to dress up? You decided you're going...
You told me not to, and now I'm really feeling myself lately.
Okay.
Like just looking fucking fresh as hell. I have that Chucky shirt.
Okay.
I got, like right now, I feel like I look great. Mm-hmm. And I'm like in fingerless gloves and sweats. And
yeah. You look like a strung out artist.
Toque. Yeah. Toque. But I used to love that serial killer beanie thing. Mm-hmm. And they got one, but it's $90. But
steep.
It is steep, but you're not going to find another one at a store, you know?
It's very important.
I don't know. This probably been on somebody's nasty fucking head.
For sure, there's some little bit
since
of
the
lice.
90s. Yeah, I don't think I'm
Baby bit of lice.
Yeah.
All right, last call.
All right, we're going home soon.
This is a doozy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a good one. Hey, thanks for calling. Who are we talking to?
This is Cyclone Jack Sullivan.
Who?
Jack Sullivan.
What's up, guys?
It's Jack Sullivan.
Jack Sullivan. What's that?
How's it going?
Holy shit. It goes good. So I called in with two possible topics. I've been meaning to call for years to talk about being a carny in Ohio, but also given recent shit, I ran a black mass last Sunday, and I feel like that might be relevant given things that came up as of late.
A black mass, just like witches at black masses. I like carny stuff though. Let me ask you what you did as a carny.
So I'm a sideshow performer. I traveled around with the International Palace of Illusion. I did the Ohio State Fair, I think in 2015.
Ooh.
What do you do?
I was about. So I get billed as the 1-man 10-1. I kind of do everything except for sword swallowing.
Oh, you stick stuff in you?
I do human blockhead. I do human cutting board. I do fire eating. I do nails. I do straight jacket escapes. Actually, I just dislocated a rib again doing straight jacket escape.
Jack, let me tell you something right now. One of the formative experiences of my life that fucked me up worse than ever was seeing the human blockhead for the first time. I spent so much time trying to figure out how they do it. Jason already left, but Jason used to explain it, that there's like a cavity right here. But I was like, then you do it. He was like, well, I don't know how to fucking do it. And then I was like, well, then I don't believe that you know how to do it.
Right.
So are you just like a dude that's just like, I'll fucking hammer a nail in my nose. I don't give a fuck.
That is 100% me. But I'll tell you, it fucked me up worse because I made a fucking career out of it, which is probably a mistake. But no, the thing that got me into it was I was trying to be a magician, and I got so nervous doing card tricks. I was like, this is fake. This is bullshit. I can't do this shit. I can't lie to people. But
yeah.
I think putting a fucking nail in my nose is probably a lot easier than doing this shit.
Okay.
That's actually really funny. You're like me. You're like, well, I don't have the coordination to do this thing, but you know what I can do is take pain. I just take, again, you can fucking hit me or I'll ram a nail up my nose. I mean, that doesn't make me worry at all.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, the funny thing with that is I keep scaling up with it too. I was like, well, everybody knows how the nail works now, so I guess I'll just do a drill or a pair of scissors and open them or some shit.
Ugh.
Oh. I mean, does it hurt real bad, or do you get like super used to it?
Why are you?
I mean, like, to be perfectly fucking honest with you, it doesn't. When you start doing it, you kind of figure out exactly what you're lined up for. So like, it's more of like the regular pain kind of like. I don't want to oversell or undersell this, but like, it doesn't hurt to do the nail. Like, I mean, everybody's done the what's it called, the COVID test at this point. It's kind of the same thing.
Ah, okay.
In theory, it's the same thing, except but with the COVID test, they go through a different sinus. So I'll tell you right now, the COVID test actually kind of sucks worse than the thinner nail you can do. I go for a bigger nail. But
So-
like, if that sucks, this sucks.
Let,
The scissors gets real fucked up, and the drill is absolutely fucking crazy.
so it hurts. Like you're just like, fuck it, I don't care though. It hurts. That's fine with me. I'll do
It
it.
hurts. It hurts in practice. It doesn't hurt on stage. Like you gotta work your way up to shit. Like it's honestly like it takes time. It takes patience. Like, you know, it's training.
It's just interesting because it's like
Like you can.
because people think wrestling. They say wrestling is fake, so people think it doesn't hurt, when in fact it actually does hurt. So that's sort of what I was wondering is like, does it just always still hurt? Like every time you go up there, is it like, oh fuck, this is the worst? And also, you don't have to give away your kayfabe or anything like that. That's totally.
I've got no kayfabe left. I'll be honest with you. I actually broke. The first time I ever dislocated my ribs was doing straitjacket at the Berea County Fair, and it was because like we were right over the rain ditch, and like I was working ballet, so I was out on the stage all day, just like 12 hours doing outside talking, and like I was allowed inside. I got to do my act. I decided to do it on the ground instead of on the stage, like get a pit going, and because you're in a ditch, the angle was wrong. So I do this bit where I throw myself onto the ground, and I, doing the fake shoulder bit, which straitjacket escape is a magician thing. It's not a fucking sideshow thing. I'm gonna throw that out right now. I'm gonna break kayfabe on this one, but like it's fun to watch. It's just fun to watch. Just watch the fucking bit.
Yeah.
It's a good bit. It's boring. Nobody adds any fucking spice to it. But like I went down and my fucking ribs crunched. Because like I assumed as a child that had watched fucking wrestling for years that I knew how to take a fucking fall.
Yeah.
And I'd been doing it for a couple of years at that point. Was completely fucking wrong. Completely the fuck wrong. I like my elbow took my fucking ribs out instantly. And that was back in 2015. I did it again on Wednesday, and I was like, should I do the shoulder dive? I'm like, I shouldn't do the shoulder dive. You're gonna break your fucking ribs again. Did it? Exact same fucking thing happened.
Oh shit.
I mean, I was at a buddy's house, and I was like, they had mats, like gym mats, and I was just like kind of standing there, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking take a back bump. I'm gonna take a flat back bump. I see wrestlers do it, 15, 20 fucking times in a match.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it fucked me up. It hurts so bad because you got to tuck your head in, and like there's all this stuff. So yeah, it always looks easier to do. But do you get tip? How's the pay in the carny scene?
So that's kind of the sadder part of it is like if you're doing a traveling show, pay isn't great, but also like they cover room. So like if you're traveling with a carny, like you're doing like you're not paying your boss for where you live on site, which is pretty fucking sweet, and like you can negotiate food and drink and all that shit. I remember specifically we were at the Berea County Fair. We had a week down, which meant we didn't get paid for the week. But we were hanging out at what the fuck is the name of that chain? It's like $3 bills or some shit like that.
$3
like a chain of like bro bars.
I don't know.
There's like a chain of bro bars out in like the Cleveland area. It's like either $2 bills or $3 bills or something like that. But like you, it's a sports bar chain, and like we would go out there and we just like open up a deck of cards and just lay cards under every table and under a bunch of the chairs, and just like spend the rest of the night going up to people, doing the most basic fucking card trick you could imagine. Being like why don't you check under your table real quick? Why don't you check under your chair real quick? Getting it, and be like, well, buy me a drink then. And then do the rest of our bit, and just like we'd make money off of tips doing that shit during our down week.
Fun.
Like there's shit there, but like it's desperate fucking living. But like the fun thing when you're on an actual carnival lot is bartering.
Yeah.
Like it's like a city that's up in the middle of nowhere. Like you're in a suburb, and all of a sudden you got this big shining Times Square in the middle of nowhere. And like you go up to guys and be like, "Hey, I'm with this thing." It's like, "Okay, cool. I'll give you free rides on this all weekend if you can like do some stuff for us." It's like, "Absolutely." Or like, "Oh yeah, you guys are at the Sideshow? Hell yeah! Like we'll like come by anytime. We'll give you food." And it's like then you do one show for them at the end of the night every night. They're down. Like,
all right.
Really fucking really interesting barter economy.
What? So where are you? I'm gonna ask this now because I did read a book about carnies, and there is a hierarchy where the top level carnies are the game carnies, and then the ride carnies are the last carnies. Where's the sideshow?
Sideshow exists weirdly out of that. So like agents or joinies, if you want to call them that, the games guys make the most money. Yeah. And like they actually work for the carnival. They're not working independently. We as a sideshow are a paid act that works outside of it. So like our place is like we kind of like either are on a carnival midway or a circus midway. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
so we're in the entertainment, and so like we're not so like ride jocks. I mean, the hierarchy is kind of a myth because like everybody loves the people that work the food joints, but a lot of the food joints are operated by locals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
just because of like the cold storage and shit like that, and it's like it's a really funny thing is like. A lot of people I know in Sideshow, their only time with a carnival. I got duped into traveling with a Sideshow. Like I left New York to go to Ohio to travel with Sideshow because I thought everybody out here had already done it. They're like, "It's wild that you're fucking doing this shit." Like I never do that in a million years. Like I thought you did. It's like no. I worked a lemonade stand growing up. No, like, but like the people that work those. Just local teenagers, like any fucking fast food spot, just trying to make a couple bucks.
Right.
Whereas, like, I think our main operator, Mary Frost, was also working a lemonade stand and elephant ear stand as well. Like, she took time off to go do that shit. She was, so like we're like a weird middle thing where it's like we're kind of like a woolly mammoth among the elephants. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. The book I read for people that want to hear is called "Eyeing the Flash: The Education of a Carnival Con Artist" by Peter Fenton, and he says in the book, which I love this book. It is the best book about carnies that I've ever read. I haven't been able to find another one that's. Like, because usually they're like the carny killed somebody. It's like a true crime thing or some shit.
Well, I mean, like in terms of like the carny, as in the person killing somebody, that sucks. The carny as the entity, the carnival, kills people hell of the time. Like,
yeah.
Like the Himalaya ride, the most dangerous ride on the fucking planet to set up. Not the most dangerous ride, but incredibly dangerous to set up.
The Himalaya, is that the one that Is that the one that just goes fast in a circle, or is that the one that has a swing that comes out?
It's the diagonal circle in a big box.
Jesus.
You know, like how like it goes like it's like kind of off the circle, but like you walk up like die cut steel plates to get up to it.
Okay. The reason I want to know so much is I want to be a games guy. Like I feel like that's the coolest job.
You'd absolutely kill at it. Honestly, and can I actually do the fucking the Carney version of fucking Secrets of Magic, fucking whatever the Masked Magician shit right now?
Yeah.
I think Street Fighters are like the one group of people that like I actually trust with this information. If you go to a carnival, if you go to a fair, if you go to any of this shit, just like go up to the nearest fucking joinee, go to the nearest games agent. Like darts is usually your best bet because those guys are usually the guys that are like have been around for a minute and are with it. But if you just like offer like, hey, I'm with it, can I stooge for a bit? You might get some free darts, and you ask about like which games on the lot are flat, which games on the lot are doing this, that, the other. You can get some decent information out of that, but you can also get some clout that is usable clout, not fucking online clout.
I'm with it.
You know, like if you get you're just say you're with it. Just like go up to somebody being like, hey man, I'm with it. Like, do you mind if I stooge for a bit? And like, you might not get a prize. Like you get to throw a couple darts at a couple balloons, and that's fucking fun. Like.
What is the most impossible game? Do you know what the worst game to spend your time on is?
So the most impossible game versus the worst one to spend your time on is two different questions. The 3 cans. Oh, 3 cans is the worst one to spend your time on because it's the least amount of fun for the most amount of money and that's deception. Like you can do it. It's possible. Don't though.
Yeah.
But most impossible game is twofold. It's the BB gun game.
Yeah.
Where you got to shoot the star out.
Shoot the star, yeah.
And right, but it's fun because you get to shoot a fucking BB machine gun at a carnival. That's absolutely fun.
You win, yeah.
The other one is you win because you get to play. The one where you get like a bucket of rings to toss on a load of bottles.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with it. It's so much fun to do because you get to make noise, and you get to fucking throw rings, and you get 100 of them, and it's a blast. And you do stand a chance to win on that one actually. So the combination, so like the worst one is, it happens, man. It absolutely happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's made
for
people.
Again,
like my daughter always throws like a sideways fucking ring that somehow attaches on. Like she's not coming from like the best optimal way to throw.
So it's for like guys like us that are trying real hard to think we have a system.
Yeah, we take our money.
It's 100%. It's 100% impossible to like ensure a victory, but you might win, and it's a lot of fun to play, and the prizes are insane because of it.
Yeah.
I will say this: these are also, I'm talking about games that like you stand any chance to win. A flat game is a game you cannot win no matter what. And it refers to there was a game they'd play for groceries and like specifically money, and the game was being fixed when the wheel turned flat. Like if the wheel's upright, there's a chance. If the wheel's flat, it's over. So like flat joints. If you think you're going to win money, don't play it. Carnivals aren't casinos. Like you're not going to win if you think you're winning money.
Okay.
Like the places that have like the Xboxes, those are absolute cheat joints. You're not going to fucking win. A lot of them are add-up games.
Okay.
That one I'm not going to give away how an add-up game. I'm not going to give how an add-up game works, but just don't ever play an add-up game.
Okay.
If you're at a game and they're like, okay, so you score this many points on this one and this many points on this one, and like when you get to this level, you'll get it. Walk away. fucking walk away on that one. That one I gave after I got back from the carnival. I gave $50 to. I knew one of those. I walked into one of those at the San Gennaro Festival here in fucking New York, and I walked up to it and I'm like, I know exactly what this is, but I'm gonna see how it goes. $50 dollars, and I'm like, all right, I think I'm good.
That's like the Rasta banana.
Dude, you get nothing. You get nothing on that one. They're like, I got the fucking grungiest green bulldog out of that. Like, I got some fucking toys that look like they've been around since 1985. Dog shit.
Nice.
I think I still have it in storage. I love that fucking thing. Like, that's a treasure to me. That's the most I've spent on a fucking shitty stuffed animal. But it's a reminder of like, oh man, this shit works. Because like, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, like, if you like play a flat joint, if you want to play a flat joint, just don't expect to walk away with money. Because that's when you get a hey Rube going, and that's when you're fucked. If you get mad about fucking getting cheated by somebody at a carnival, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
what.
I expect to be cheated. I never think I'm not being cheated. I know that.
I mostly consider it like slot machines, where it may be in a fluke I could win.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And like
those
slot
ones,
machines,
though, you're never gonna win.
I enjoy the playing over.
You
the
never
winning.
win on those ones. Exactly. These ones, like I say this: do it once, never do it again. Set aside a budget, go to a carnival, play a flat joint, like get into the fucking, like have an envelope set aside for playing a flat game, and just keep it in mind forever, because like it is the best guideline on how people fucking will rob and steal from you, like just by slowly upping the integer.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's always just like, it's the best trick to not getting tricked is like, it's like, well, this fucking carny just says like, okay, so listen, what I can do for you is, you got 21 points now, you needed 25. But what I can do is, if you pay another $5, I can up it to 30, and if you get another, what was it, 9 points the next one? You already got 21 on the first one. And then you get upgraded to the third tier prize, which is like an Xbox. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
But it's impossible to
don't do it. It's impossible to win. And if anyone's looking to, it's an add 'em up game. I'm not giving away on voice for this one because I'm not getting this locked onto my name. But add 'em ups, they're
All
dog
right.
shit.
We'll stay
But
away.
they're entertaining. Yeah, man.
Well, thanks for calling, Jack. We are.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. It's good to hear from a carny, and I swear next time we can talk about a black mass.
Yeah, we always got time
Absolutely,
for
man.
that.
Have a good night.
You as well. Have a good one.
Peace. All right. Well, that was the Street Fight Call-In Show. We're here every Sundays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we will be live this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do the Wednesday show. We got to do it earlier so that my sleep schedule is together. And I got to say, I feel fantastic. Been waking up early in the day, and it's improved my life so much.
Buttfest 2000 on the Patreon this Friday.
Oh, wow.
So,
Bobcat 2000, for those of you that don't know, is our bonus show we did, or Brian did, with Alexander from Minion Death Cult about butt rock.
yeah.
Throughout the years, from the 80s to the 90s to the 10s.
Now it's just, recurring little thing. People really like it. It's a fun show. And I don't know what we're doing this week. But just remember, I'm the one that played Theory of a Dead Man covering Raids Against the Machine for you. So,
Yeah. $5 a month gets you access to that feed. Start from the beginning. There's like 3 years of bonus shows about heavy metal, about sex, about Marvel or movie cinematic universe movies, all kinds of wonderful things. And we will be back on Wednesday. As always, you can find us on social media, Street Fight WCRS. I'm going to Origami Angel tomorrow. Thank you 100 times 1,000 to Heather for hooking that up, and to Sam from Mom Jeans for confirming it. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.